We begin in Gaza, where militant groups have released 3 Israeli and 5 Thai civilian hostages. Now, these pictures show them being handed over to the Red Cross in Khan Younis in southern Gaza. The freed Israeli civilian hostages are a 29-year-old Israeli woman and an 80-year-old man. Hamas hasn't confirmed the names of the Thai nationals who were kidnapped during the October 7 terror attacks in 2023. Israeli soldier Agam Berger was reunited with her family in Israel earlier today. Hamas handed her over to the Red Cross in Jabalia in northern Gaza. Israel had been due to free 110 Palestinian prisoners in exchange, but the buses carrying them have turned around and returned to the prison. Israeli media are reporting that they will be released in about an hour. Let's get more on the Thai hostages who were released today. We can talk to Reuters senior correspondent Panu Wongchaum, who joins us from Bangkok. Welcome to DW, Pani. What do we know about the 5 Thai nationals being released today?
Yes, the 5 Thai nationals are basically farm workers who travel to work in Israel. Most of them, and all the 5 actually, come from northeastern Thailand, a region with many rural communities where people there have to go abroad or go to the cities to find jobs and send money home. So before the October 7th attack in 2023, around 30,000 Thai workers, a lot of them from this northeastern region, were working in Israel. So the 5 were among those.
Right. And more than 30 Thais were taken hostage during that Hamas terror attack. What has been heard of them since?
Well, 31 hostages were taken initially. 23 were released in November of 2023. And of those, 8 remains. And according to the Thai Foreign Ministry, 2 have died. So at this moment in time, the 5 being released, we still have 1 person remain, and the authority here said that they're not sure what's the fate of this person, and they're still continuing the call for their release.
Right. And how?
But over this period, it's still largely unknown what had happened to them.
Understood. And how active have Thai authorities been in calling for, or indeed calling for their release, or indeed perhaps being involved in negotiations over their release?
Over the period, there have been numerous attempts by the Thai authorities to work through different countries, and it is reflected in their statement earlier today. When we have the release saying that they were thanking a whole host of countries, including Egypt, Israel, Turkey, the US, even Qatar, among others that were mentioned. So there was a lot of diplomacy, a lot of engagement from the government level, but as well as on sort of personal levels and various ways through the Thai Islamic communities and so on. So there has been a lot of efforts to trying to secure the release of the Thai workers.
OK, thanks for talking us through that, Panu. Panu Wongchaum from Reuters news agency. Thank you so much. Now, Daniel Lifshitz is a good friend of Arbel Yahoud, who's one of the hostages released today. Daniel's 84-year-old grandfather, Oded, is still being held by Hamas, while his grandmother, Yocheved, was one of the first hostages released back in October 2023. Daniel joins us from Sheba Hospital in Israel. Welcome to DW. I understand you were with more of Arbel's friends and family as she was released today. How are you feeling?
Well, it was a very, very hard morning. At start, we saw Arbel's video from with Gadi Moses that gave some good hope about how she was, and seeing her smiling was amazing. But then it was a very stressing moment when the release took an awful, and it was a nightmare, the way she walked there through the Gazans and until she got to the hands of the Red Cross. But what's most important is that Arbel is with us, and Arbel is home, and Arbel is with Yachin Yael, her parents, and Neta, her brother. And that is the most amazing day. My grandmother She's happy for the first time. Arbel is as granddaughter for her. She's waiting and missing the kibbutz so much to come and sit in the dining room when Arbel was coming in the morning to hug Hannah, her grandmother, and my grandmother. It's a kibbutz. We are one big family. We are brothers and sisters.
And I guess you must have been staring pretty intently at the TV as you were trying to spot her in amongst those chaotic crowds.
Well, I was. It was not about spotting her. It was about being calm that she will pass it and she will be in the hands of the Red Cross. And for that, I should be thankful for the Red Cross being there inside all those huge amount of people, and that they could get her and bring her safely to her to the IDF and to her parents.
And Arbel Yehud is the younger sister of your best friend, Dolev, I understand, who was killed in the October 7 attacks on the kibbutz near Oz. What would you like to know, the world to know about your friends?
That he's an amazing soul. He has, he was in both organization, Ichud Hatzalah and Mada, which he went out to help, was a paramedic. He went to help everyone who got injured, and he was murdered on that way. He's a family man. When he left home, he closed the bomb shelter, he locked it, he closed all the light at home, and he put the air conditioning on 25 degrees that it will not make too much sound. And when he left home, he locked the door and he put the key in a visible place. So when the terrorists will come, they won't think someone is at home. And like that, he saved Sigal, his wife, their 3 kids, and the 4th baby that was, Sigal was in 39 week. And he's a hero. And now we can have a closure when Arbel is back. Yesterday I sat next to his grave and cried again, but felt like it's the first time that Dolev healing starting, and the family can start their healing process when Arbel is back home. We don't know if Arbel knows about Dolev, and I think it will be devastating. It's going to be a hard process, but she will make it.
And your grandparents are well-known peace activists. When your grandmother was released in 2023, she famously shook the hand of a Hamas captor and was filmed saying shalom. It was a controversial gesture. Where do you think that the hope is now for peace after all this time and all this bloodshed?
You know, my grandmother, she's a hero as well, and she's a very, very strong woman, and she doesn't fear to look even at the face of the enemy and shake the hand. And I think, we should learn from her courage of what she can bring to the world. And, peace is a very, very long process, but we hope that one day, the roots of peace are much stronger than any other roots. When you end war, you prepare to the next one. When you make peace, that's another thing. But for peace needs 2 sides. And what we saw today, we didn't see a side that wants peace. So it will be a long process, but I hope that it will end with having peace in this region. But for the moment, we are long far from there. We have still 82 hostages that has to come back home, and then we can continue to speak about other things. But the most important thing now is to continue, because we need to bring Ariel. Ariel Cunio is Arbel's boyfriend, and he's there. So she's here, but he stayed there, and we have to bring him home. And that's the most important thing now.
And just another word on your grandmother, who has been through so much. Well, you all have. How is your grandmother doing, given that Arbel is back, but your grandfather is still being held?
So first of all, today is the first that my grandma is very happy. Today she put everything else in the side, and she's so happy from having Arbel back. Beside that, physically she recovered. It took about 6 months, but she recovered. And mentally, today is a good day. That and the rest of the day she's waiting for all the other ones, because until the last one will be released, she's still thinking about the tunnels and imagining herself there with them. My grandfather's situation is extremely difficult because we don't know what's going on with him. We knew the last time he was in with Hana Katsir in captivity, and since then we don't know anything since November 2023. And for the last thing to say, we want to thank everything Ambassador Stefan Seiber did here in Israel, and the German government, which were in contact with us all the time. So on behalf of Yehud family and on my behalf, we are really thankful for everything the German government did, and Ambassador Stefan, which is the best ambassador for the hostages in the world.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you well. Daniel Lifshitz.
Thank you so much.